Hey guys, Knot Series. This is the sheet bend and the double sheet bend using to connect two same size pieces of rope, two different pieces of rope, and to connect on the edge of a tarp, or in this case I'm going to use a Titan Survival emergency blanket. I'm using Titan Survival Survivor cord. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay guys, here we have two same size pieces of paracord. This is Titan Survival Survivor cord, a black piece and a camo piece. I want to tie them together to make a longer rope, longer line, right? Longer piece of cordage, longer ridge line, whatever. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the black one to form a bite. Fold it back on itself, form the bite. Okay, there's my bite. I take my camo end, I'm going to run it up through the bite. Okay, I'm going to do one wrap around. Okay, so I got one wrap around the bite. One wrap. Okay, through the bite and around, one wrap. I'm going to make a little loop right here. I'm going to take this end and run it through the loop. I'm going to grab on back onto itself, and I'm going to dress up the knot. Dress it up, pull evenly on both sides, make sure it's nice and neat. And there you have two lines connected, a single sheet bend. Okay. Now I always recommend when you have tails, an old army habit of mine is you always execute a overhand knot. To secure the tails. On both sides. If you don't have enough to do an overhand knot, you at least do a half hitch. Dress it up. So there is a single sheet bend with two overhand knots. This puppy ain't coming apart. Single sheet bend, two overhand knots. Okay, so now I want to use a double sheet bend with two same size pieces of Titan Survival Survivor cord. Making the bite with my black end. It's pretty much the same thing with one extra wrap. Okay, I'll make my bite. There it is. I run my camo end through, and I'm going to do one wrap. Okay, so there's my one wrap right there. I push it up, make my little loop, and now for a double sheet bend, I'm going to go through and wrap it around one more time. One additional wrap, back through the loop. So now there's two, you can clearly see two wraps, right? And now I'm going to pull it back on itself and dress it up. Dress it up, dress it up, dress it up. Make it pretty. Dress up your knots. And then I'm going to secure it with either an overhand knot. This one, I'm just going to do an overhand. Correction, I'm going to do a half hitch in this one because I don't have that much. Going to secure that tail. This one I got enough to do a overhand knot. I'm going to do an overhand knot on this one. So you want to secure those tails. It helps prevent the knot from coming undone. So there is a double sheet bend with a half hitch and an overhand knot. I have a much fatter rope and a smaller piece of cordage. I want to attach these two pieces together using a single sheet bend, right? So when you're using two different sizes, take the bigger one and make the bite. Okay, there's my bite, just like the other one. Take my smaller end, run it through the loop, right? And then one complete wrap around, just like before. My one wrap right there. I'm gonna push up, make my little loop. I'm gonna run the free end, the running end through the loop. Then I'm gonna dress up the cord, pull it tight, dress it up, dress it up, dress it up, dress it up. Cinch it down hard when you get a bigger rope. And make sure it's really tight. And then I absolutely recommend doing an overhand knot with this tail, with the small one. Okay? When you do an overhand knot, cinch her down. Now that is tight. Now if I had enough slack in this tail, I would do an overhand knot or a half hitch, but I don't. But this isn't coming apart. That is on there. Okay, so now I have two different size ropes connected. Now I can use that. I have longer cordage now. Okay. Okay, for this one, I want to do a single sheet bend on the edge of my Titan Survival emergency blanket because it doesn't have any grommet holes, and I want to turn this into an overhead tarp because I want to protect myself from the rain or whatever. So I'm going to take a corner of my emergency blanket and picture making the bite just like you do with the other cordage. I'm going to make a bite on the corner. Okay? So there's my bite. All right, I'm going to take my cordage, same way, run it through the center of the bite, one big loop, all the way around, back onto itself, and then I'm going to make my little loop, just like you do with the cordage, right? Make my loop, take the running end, run it through the loop, and then dress it up, dress it up, dress it up, dress it up. And now I can take the edge of my that's Joey, by the way. He's inspecting my work. I can take the edge of my emergency blanket and I can tie it off with this cordage now, and I can do it on all four corners, and I can even do the same thing in the center if I wanted to raise it up in the center. That's how you can secure tarps and emergency blankets and turn them into shelters when you don't have grommet holes. Okay, that's just one way. There's other techniques where you can put quick releases in, but that's a simple way to do it with a single sheet bend. Okay, Joey approves. All right, guys, take care. Single sheet bend, double sheet bend. Practice, practice, practice.